Domestic violence started as a feminist movement to help support women who are victims of domestic violence, women and children. And as time goes on and research is done, we're finding more and more that there's a higher prevalence of female abusers and male victims. And so at this point, the domestic violence community and the community as a whole really needs to shift their perspective from this being a feminist movement to really being a human rights movement.
The Family Place created a shelter for men because of the demand we saw in our community. We had an over 200% increase year over year for men seeking shelter, and we realized we needed the right place for them. We have always served male victims of domestic violence and intimate partner violence, but we've been using hotels, which is not the best therapeutic model, but it also is so expensive. And we realized we could actually purchase our own property and create the shelter we would be proud of rather than to have to continue having men in a hotel. So we started thinking about how to fund this shelter many years ago, and it is a harder thing to describe because people don't necessarily think it's a problem. And then we were fortunate that there was a large increase in Victim of Crime Act funding that came to the state of Texas, that we were able to get a significant amount of money all at once. And so that was the way I was able to convince our board of directors that we've got about 70% of it funded. We can raise the other 30% through the community.
It's really important that the individuals that are working with them work on their own biases so that they're more effective when they're working with this population.
We've really tried to work with our staff to say anyone can be a victim of domestic violence. Power and control may look a little different in this environment when the female is the perpetrator, but at the end of the day, you still have someone who's being victimized in a relationship.
So it's real important to also look at how the community responds to male victims. There's a lot of biases on whether or not men can be victims, and so as a result, the men who reach out for help from police or the district attorney's office find that they're not believed, or a lot of times they're the ones that are arrested in the domestic violence situation. So they're more reluctant to reach out to that. So it's real important that the individuals that are working with them, as well as the community that's responding to them, really understand their own biases and work past that so that they can best serve the men that are reaching out for help.
I really have seen our donors and our volunteers understand and have compassion for anyone who is suffering in a relationship.
So when reaching out to the community, it's really important that you educate them that this is an issue. This is an issue that's coming to light, and know where they can go for help, because men don't know where to go. A lot of the agencies are geared towards women and provide services to female victims, so they don't know where to go. And research shows that men are less likely to seek out formal types of referral systems, so they're going to go to their friends, they're going to go to their families before they go to the police. And so their friends and families should be aware of what services are out there. So public awareness campaigns, media spots, whatever you need to do in your community to get the information out there. So when there is a man that's seeking help, he can reach out to his friends, families, support system, and they'll know where to direct him. In our experience, in our agency, what we found is that men who are referred by the police to come into shelter are less likely to come. The majority of the ones that come, when they're surveyed, say that they came in due to a friend told them about it, or they know somebody that went through the program and they felt it was helpful for them. And those are the type of resources they seek out more than women. Well, if your organization is the Women's Center
or Women First or something like that, it's going to be hard to be inclusive. The Family Place has always had our name, The Family Place, since we were founded in 1978. So for us, it was easy. And it just may be something that people want to consider, similar to what's happening to dual programs that serve sexual assault victims as well as domestic violence victims. Some people are having to really kind of retool the way they talk about their organization or the way the organization is named. So it's a big step to make that kind of a change, and it'd certainly be something that an organization would work through first with their board of directors and think about their place in the community, and is the community ready for it, or is there a way to have another tagline or something else? First of all, you have to figure out how you're going to communicate it, and then you've got to do community outreach. You have to build the knowledge, because there are many people who don't use the criminal justice system. And so how do you reach into the schools or into the medical community or into the Rotary clubs and that sort of thing to make sure that people realize everyone that is a victim of intimate partner or family violence has a place in our organization.